Watching F5. We are here at Mobile World Congress 2025 in Barcelona, Spain. Fantastic conference. We're here at the F5 booth. Huge presence that we have this year. We're able to really meet and connect with folks, especially folks like WWT. Some of my favorite folks actually, because I was just in St. Louis and got to meet the team out there. A number of folks that were just showing me all the amazing things that they have out there. But regardless of all that, we are now in Barcelona, and I've got Greg with me. Greg, can I get you to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. Greg Shoney, Senior Vice President, Global Service Provider Business at Worldwide Technology, and delighted to be here. You all have been a wonderful partner of ours.
Yeah, it has been a long partnership, actually. That's one of the things I discovered. We've been doing a lot of work with you guys, and you guys do. What I actually discovered is how much work you guys do with service providers. It's a pretty big focus for you guys. I got to see some of that. And maybe from your perspective, can you give me an idea of what are the trends that you guys are working on and observing right now in that space?
Sure. Well, I'd be remiss not to begin with AI. And really, this is a central topic for all of our service providers. But just before I go there, a little bit about Worldwide and our business and the legacy we have serving the largest SPs on a global basis. Our business originated 30 plus years ago, and it was really around reselling technology, acquiring, rack, stack, integrate, and it's evolved. The fundamental value proposition of Worldwide is helping our customers go faster, helping them deploy technology, operationalize, improve return on investment. And then the other leg of the stool is really providing value to our OEM partners. Companies like F5, we're helping them launch new products, integrate, test, and operate in our customers' environment. So if you think about Worldwide, a big chunk of the business is SP. And in order to serve this type of community, you've really got to be deep. You got to bring subject matter experts, people that have been in and around, can speak the language and understand the complexity of these networks.
Yeah. Speaking the language, like last year I got to learn a lot more about 5G. There's a lot of acronyms in service provider, to the point where I've seen applications that help dissect all those acronyms. So yeah, a lot of language to learn in this space. Interesting when you say get people to, or help companies move faster. Time to value with AI I think is really important right now, because a lot of people are kind of kicking the tires, trying to figure out how they actually monetize this thing. I know in the service provider space it's all about that, figuring out, okay, if we make this investment on a network that already works and people are already subscribing to it, how do we get to that point where, okay, we have more services that we can offer that are competitive to that? Are you seeing any ideas around there floating around in the service provider space that people are trying to capitalize on?
Well, I think there's general enthusiasm around AI. I'll start there. And we were speaking before the camera was on around our recent commitment with the AI Proving Ground. Worldwide, we're in the process of investing $500 million into this. And it sits on top of that value proposition with the Advanced Technology Center we've been operating for 15, 20 years now. But think about this as a large-scale research and development center, and then focus on AI with all the top partners. Our relationship with F5, tucked in with our relationship with NVIDIA. So then what does that mean for our SP customers? When I think about AI and the journey that we're on right now, there are use cases, there are functions that can be improved immediately with AI. If you think about more of a fault-tolerant network, right? Visibility into what's going on and how it maps into like the load balancing portfolio that F5 had deployed in these operators for years. So there's near-term value that service providers can operationalize with AI, like right now. And they've been doing that for years with things like machine learning, but with transformers and generative, obviously, that's accelerated at a great pace. And then I'll tell you the next wave is, okay, so how can I use AI to transform my relationships with my customers? How can I use AI to better secure my environment, better secure my supplier network? And then I'll tell you the third horizon that we're talking about is just what's possible. Like, how am I going to operate this network with less people so my people can be more productive doing other things like servicing customers? So, we like to parse it up in that and find ways to work with our customers and our OEMs on delivering value now, and not just sitting having theoretical conversations of where this might all go in the next 5 years.
Yeah. So that's aptly named Proving Grounds.
That's right.
And also use the word there, the art of the possible. And I met with Matt Holcomb, and he constantly used the word art of the possible. Can we prove that something works? We have a lot of people who, he called it PowerPoint engineering, I believe, and bringing things into the ATC to be able to say, okay, Matt says it works. We actually ran it inside of there. Part of that is actually F5 technology, and so I know that we have a bunch of gear that we already have a bunch of gear going into there, but we have a bunch of gear going into AI Proving Grounds. One of the announcements this week has been around NVIDIA DPUs. I know you guys actually have a bunch of DGXs there with the gold shiny faceplate on there. So I'm really excited to see what we can prove with our DPUs inside of the ATC, and specifically in the AI Proving Grounds. So it should be fun.
So I'll tell you, we are so excited about the recent announcement you all made with NVIDIA and around Big IP, and what that means for the industry. Because if I think about what F5 does really well, right? And everything from the DDoS family to, again, way back to the load balancing capabilities to application security. For our service providers, these networks are incredibly robust, as I said a moment ago, incredibly complex. So we can't be thinking about security and data privacy and network operations as different bespoke vocations. We need to be thinking about these as an integrated offering, how we go to market, and yet it's one thing to come in, as Matt was alluding to, with a PowerPoint presentation and, hey, this is going to work, but when we take the F5 architecture, we build it up, we test it, we operationalize it in let's say a simulated production environment of one of our customers inside the ATC, you always want to break things outside of a production network, right? You want to learn the hard lessons there, and so we believe that we're just at the start with you all in terms of what this could mean for our customers.
Yeah, very, very exciting time for us right now. Another, he called them Holcombisms, I believe.
Oh yeah, he's got a lot of them.
Yeah, so there was resume.
For you, Matt.
Yeah, resume generating events. That was one that I have repeated quotes from him on as well. So there was a few more. I think there was one of a cog and a wheel or something like that as well.
So,
center bolt.
I got to tell you, Matt is a great example. We talk a lot of worldwide around passion for learning. So, think about the language that we're all speaking now with AI, in generative and transformer and inference and GPUs. I mean, these words weren't here on the floor 2 years ago. And yet, the smartest engineers and technologists at F5 and worldwide and otherwise, we need people to be leaning in to what this next transition means for our customers. So I'm glad you brought up Matt, because I think he's a great example of passion for learning.
Yeah, shout out to Matt and Terry Laposha as well.
Oh, and Terry, she's wonderful.
Fantastic person, just told us about how she started at WWT with 8,000 square feet, I think, and now it's a few million. So yeah, incredible stuff. Really excited to work with you guys. Hopefully we have some more content pretty soon on those DPUs and get to see them in the AI Proving Grounds. Otherwise, thank you very much for joining me, Greg.
My pleasure. Thanks so much.
All right. Thank you for checking this one out. We've got content all week from LinkedIn, or on LinkedIn, X, Facebook, on YouTube as well. Leave comments if you have any questions. Hit like, subscribe. Make sure you repost if this was interesting. You might find or might think that this was interesting to other folks. And otherwise, we will see you on the next one.